bug's life, there's little room for social graces. Manners aren't required. And social skills, well, that's left pretty much to the ant crowd. But there comes a time when even the meanest bug needs to accommodate a neighbor for a short while. What happens when a brown house spider and a redback spider live too close for comfort? The neighborhood will never be the same. This log has become a sort of bug housing estate. Residents come and go. Visitors drop by, get eaten. Suburban life goes on.
Sometimes you'll have several animals sitting in very close proximity to each other, where it's a bit of a standoff. I can kill you, you can kill me, who's gonna make the first move?
This redback is tolerating a neighboring brown house spider. They're actually biological cousins, but keep to themselves, even though it's hard to tell whose web is whose.
And they'd be aware of each other by vibrations in the web. And so they'd be threatening one another with vibratory threats so that the other spider would know that they were there. But if one of the spiders didn't back off, definitely a situation where conflict might occur.
The redback has snared a beetle 10 times her own weight. The superpowered silk is extruded from spinnerets mounted on the redback's posterior. Her web is one of the stickiest and strongest in the spider business. If it was scaled up to the thickness of climbing rope, it could snare a jumbo jet in flight. Next door, a brown house spider has her hands full. She's landed a supersized meal with a dangerous kick. Like the redback, she combines a sticky web with fast wrapping.
It sets up trap lines in its lair. Once detected, it'll drop down and attack with a barrage of silk.
Her fangs are small and deliver powerful venom. But this time, she may have bitten off more than she can chew. Another neighbor, a fellow brown house, thinks the grasshopper is in her web. It's a neighborhood dispute that's about to turn ugly.
You've got spiders, they're eating the same prey and are competing for food in a relatively small space. And at some point, these animals are going to come in conflict.
Neither brown house has any intention of backing down. The neighbor moves first and starts a wrapping frenzy. Not only has she lost her meal, the original brown house is now losing her life as she's bound and gagged at her own dinner party. A deadly bite seals the deal.
One brown house spider has just killed another one, even though they're the same animal. But this is not unusual in nature. Fratricide or cannibalism is quite common. Just because you're related doesn't mean you're not dinner.
But the neighborhood dispute is about to escalate as the redback from next door joins the fray.
Given that they're close to one another, this face-off is going to end in the death of one of these spiders. But which one? That's up to chance.
Inside a crowded log, two brown house spiders went to war over dinner. Now, one's a meal herself. But hostilities aren't over yet. A neighbor from across the street, a redback, has decided to join in. She has a web nearby, and she's just breached an invisible wall. The brown house has a new problem.
Pretty much, this is a totally even matchup. Both have the same equipment. You know, they both have silk at their disposal. They both have venom at their disposal. They both have sticky webs. It really is who happens to get the edge, who happens to wrap up the other one faster.
The neighborhood fight is about to get even nastier. On the world's stickiest tightrope. Each spider tries to stay clear of the other's spinning legs. The first to start their rap of death wins. They're so evenly matched, the tiniest false move will spell disaster. The redback puts one foot wrong. She's stuck. Seizing her chance, the brown house spins furiously, wrapping her opponent's legs.
The brown house spider's most deadly weapon is its silk. It has these long, combed legs that it can use to throw it forward like a deadly crochet.
With all her strength, the redback can't break free. She's cocooned alive.
The brown house spider's fangs are very small, so it'll only bite once the prey is firmly secured with the silk.
The brown house has already had her appetizer. The redback makes a tasty entree. Now, the neighborhood bruiser sits back and waits for dessert to come by. The loser will become the winner's trophy. This is a house centipede. A lean, mean killer with just 3 speeds. Stopped, fast, and faster. With 30 legs to propel itself. It's the bug equivalent of an Olympic track and field team rolled into one.
The front legs are relatively short, the hind legs are relatively long, so the legs don't trip over one another as they're running this fast.
When the house centipede feels the need for speed, it covers up to 16.5 inches of ground every second. That's like a human sprinting at 42 miles per hour. It's a unique design where even a couple of spare limbs are put to good use.
The centipede has venom claws. These are evolutionarily modified front legs that are sickle-shaped organs that are extremely flexible and are able to inject venom into the prey, plus help tear it apart.
But deadly venom and lethal speed are useless unless you can see where you're going.
These centipedes have huge compound eyes. It's clear that they're using vision to track their prey, and this might be related to the speed at which they're chasing.
This cockroach would do well to run for its life. But you can't outrun a gold medal sprinter.
House centipedes are incredibly voracious predators. They literally run down their prey.
But the house centipede isn't the only speedy, sharp-eyed predator patrolling the rainforest arena. It's also the domain of the swift tree mantid. An accomplished all-rounder at blood sports.
These are a pretty small mantid, only about an inch in length, but they're just as capable as a larger mantid and can punch well above their weight.
Its opponents are hit with a deadly combination. Powerhouse limbs, mean mouth parts, deadly spikes.
The swift tree mantid is like the leopard of the bug world. It's really well camouflaged, it's fast, and it tears its prey apart with savage bites.
Thanks to its huge compound eyes, it also has superb vision.
The swift tree mantid has enormous eyes and incredible visual acuity. That's particularly important where both predator and prey are relying on camouflage. If it can pick a prey just standing out a little bit, or a tiny shadow where there shouldn't be a shadow, or a little flicker of movement, that can be enough to give the game away.
The mantid is no slouch at concealing itself either. It's a medal winner when it comes to hide and seek.
Evolution has resulted in the swift trees having perfect camouflage. Imagine it's like a special forces soldier having a camo suit that allows them to match perfectly the bark that they're on. So just by standing still, they disappear.
And if their camouflage ever lets them down, they're super fast out of the starting blocks. With all the confidence in the world, they leave just about any predator in their wake.
The swift tree mantid is extremely alert and bold. These guys are quite confident to just brazenly stroll around the smooth bark that doesn't offer any nooks or crannies to hide in. That's because they know they can outrun pretty much any predator that comes by.
When the swift tree mantid and the house centipede compete for gold, this is winner takes all. Deep in the rainforest arena, two cold-blooded killers are about to slug it out for the gold medal in combined blood sports. The swift tree mantid might be small, but it's not intimidated.
The swift tree mantid is extremely alert and bold. It's seemingly unafraid of aggressors, even ones much larger than itself. When confronted, it'll stand its ground, pull some intimidating-looking poses, give a wicked stare.
Is the mantid bold or just plain foolish? Its opponent, the house centipede, isn't backing down either. The mantis strikes first. It catches the centipede off guard. But the bigger centipede counters and stabs the mantid with its venom claws. Then starts ripping its victim apart while it's still alive. The mantid's insides get sucked up like a sports drink. In the bug world, there's only room for one on the winner's podium. There are no silver medals. It's youth versus experience. Speeding through the undergrowth, its body ablaze with all the colors of the sunset, the sunburst raspy cricket is not afraid to draw attention to itself. But the happy hues aren't matched by a sunny disposition. This robust bug has a mean streak a mile wide.
Attack is always his first choice, and he does it with reckless abandonment. Looking for food? Attack. Feeling threatened? Attack. In fact, his answer to everything is attack.
This bug is built to attack. Whip-like antennae, many times his own body length, are long-range prey finders. Muscular hind legs deliver powerhouse kicks. Front legs, lined with thorny spines, hold victims in a death grip. While terrifying serrated mandibles tear and dismember.
The huge head isn't full of brains, it's full of muscle. And they provide enough power for the mandibles to cut through even the toughest arthropod exoskeleton. He's the complete package, really. He can run and climb, jump and fly, bite, kick, and spike as well, and that's only when he's in a good mood.
During the day, the sunburst raspy cricket finds a suitable leaf and builds himself a hideout, held together with his own silk spit.
Believe it or not, raspy crickets can secrete silk from glands in their mouth. And what he's doing is using it to construct a little retreat that he can hide in during the day. When he squeezes into this snug little cocoon, he'll pull his antennae in and curl them up next to the body. And he'll just sit out the day contemplating his next big kill.
Nightfall is his cue to come out of hiding and embark on a killing spree.
His appetite is almost never ending. He won't stop until he's fully gorged himself, which transforms this hyperactive and agile creature into a bloated one returning home on half power.
This cricket finds his way back thanks to unusual navigation equipment. Simple eyes on his head serve as super-sensitive light receptors.
They're called ocelli, and they're effective at picking up faint light emissions, even from the stars above. It's thought that, along with the pheromone trails, this is what allows a raspy cricket to venture far distances afield and still find his way home.
The sunburst raspy cricket is an old pro at hunting. But there's a new kid on the block. A young leaf-tailed mantis, still wet behind the wings, munches on a moth.
Now, Now, he's actually kind of immature, not very well developed. However, his hunting skills are just fine.
With his bright green coloring and leaf-shaped abdomen, this young buck is already a camouflage expert.
Mantises sit for hours in one place waiting for the perfect opportunity. But when that opportunity arises, they go for it fast.
Two false eyes on the inside of the forearms are a neat defensive trick.
When the mantid is feeling defensive, it'll open up its forearms and show these amazing eye spots. It startles potential predators so that they think they might be facing a much larger foe.
But it's the hardened spines that are truly terrifying. Those long raptorial forelegs snatch prey, pinning it down, while razor-sharp mouthparts tear it to pieces. A wandering brown cricket gets no warning. But it's the cricket's lucky day. The brash young mantid has missed his mark and has to settle for a drumstick.
It looks like this young guy has quite a bit of work to hone his hunting skills. But if he survives, he'll have plenty of time to hone that accuracy.
In fact, he'll get another chance very soon. As dawn approaches, a sunburst raspy cricket returns home full and satisfied after an evening hunt. But a young leaf-tailed mantis is ready and waiting. These bug war combatants share similar weaponry. Both grab their prey in a spiky embrace, then rip it apart with razor-sharp mandibles. Which one will live to greet the dawn? The leaf-tailed mantis's keen eyes are already locked on the approaching cricket. He watches intently, not moving a muscle. One potential victim has escaped tonight. This time, he can't afford to miss.
If the mantis gets a clean first strike, then the raspy cricket is doomed. However, if it misses, like it did that first time, it could be the one getting eaten.
The cricket is sluggish. A full belly has robbed him of his usual speed and awareness. Even the cricket's extra-long antennae don't register danger until it's too late. In a blur of speed, the young mantid grabs. This time, it's a textbook strike.
Once an animal is locked into the forearms of a mantis, they face an impossible dilemma. If they don't struggle, it means certain death, and if they do struggle, it just prolongs the agony.
Clutching his victim, the mantid swings upside down. Its hardened mandibles go to work on the cricket's head. Even the tough serrated mouthparts are consumed.
That's the final reward for showing some attitude. You get your head bitten off, literally.
It's a harsh price to pay. The sunburst raspy cricket will never see the sun rise again.